Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year from Club Lucha to all of you. Today, we're going to be talking about a CMLL World Light Heavyweight Championship match from December 13th, 2002. Of course, we're talking about Shocker versus Ultimo Guerrero. First, let's talk a bit about their history together. Of course, this was not the first matchup between the two, and wasn't even the first singles matchup between these two either. Their first singles match together fell on October 7th, 2002 in Arena Puebla, where Ultimo Guerrero tried and failed to claim that CMLL World Light Heavyweight Championship held by Shocker. Before this, the two clashed for the CMLL World Tag Team Championships on the CMLL 69th Aniversario show. Ultimo Guerrero teaming with Rey Bucanero as Los Guerreros del Infierno, and Shocker teaming with Vampiro. Los Guerreros del Infierno won this duel and would continue their nearly 2-year reign as tag champs. Anyways, going back to that singles match. Shocker had been the World Light Heavyweight Champion for a little more than a year at this point, defeating Villano Tercero on October 7th, 2001. Out first, we get Ultimo Guerrero, coming out to Queen's We Will Rock You, the classic Ultimo Guerrero walkout music. His gear tonight is almost like a highlighter yellow, but still looks pretty good. Shocker, as the champ, is out next, and in the holiday spirit. He's donned the Santa tunic and walks out to Without Me by Eminem. As he's walking down the aisle, he's throwing candy out of his Santa bag into the crowd, who was about to receive a sweet treat in the ring as well. After the pre-match presentation and the picture with the title, Shocker removes his tearaway pants and we get things going. From the very first lockup, you can tell this thing is going to be intense. They lock up again and start throwing some punches right in the middle of the ring. Then a hammerlock by Ultimo Guerrero finally gets this to the mat, and both men are very good here. Ultimo Guerrero is able to lock in a cruceta, and Shocker is able to escape and get back on his feet with some tijeras. Ultimo Guerrero is able to get this back on the mat quickly and put a little more punishment on that left knee of Shocker. Again though, Shocker is able to escape, and we lock up yet again. And yet again, Guerrero is able to get this thing back to the mat. Except this time, instead of going for that left leg again, Guerrero starts changing his focus to Shocker's left shoulder. Guerrero changing focus here takes the match up another level for me because now he's doing everything he can to destroy that shoulder. Shocker's best attempts at escaping this lock prove useless. He does a backflip off the turnbuckle, but Guerrero just squeezes harder. Shocker tries to use Guerrero's own body as a post to flip out and escape the lock twice, but Guerrero expects it, and twice he is able to thwart Shocker. He picks up and slams Shocker, and even while performing this slam, Ultimo Guerrero is able to keep the pressure on Shocker's shoulder. Shocker tries to escape Guerrero's grasp with a monkey flip, but again, Ultimo Guerrero will not let go and continues to crank on that shoulder. Finally, Shocker is able to create some distance by using the ropes to build some momentum and hip-tossing Ultimo Guerrero towards the center of the ring. But just as he escapes this hold, he goes for a Uranagi on Ultimo Guerrero, and at the peak of the move, Guerrero is able to escape and lock on a brutal Fujiwara armbar, the impact of which forces Shocker to submit and lose the first fall. In my eyes, they played this fall just about as perfect as they could. A great story being told in the ring with Shocker and his weakened shoulder. And this story continues in the second fall with Ultimo Guerrero going straight for that shoulder again, hoping to end this early and go home after 2 falls. However, Guerrero starts going for bigger and bigger moves to target that shoulder. No longer content with just cranking on it, Ultimo Guerrero now takes a running start before leaping in the air and slamming Shocker's shoulder straight into the mat. He hits it once, twice, and on his greedy third attempt, Shocker is able to counter and slam Guerrero right in the middle of the ring. the tide is turning. Shocker starts running to each post and boom, big boot. And another, and another, and another. A first-class delivery from each of the ring posts to the face of Ultimo Guerrero. And then the cherry on top of this big boot sundae, Shocker climbs to the top turnbuckle and smashes Ultimo Guerrero with a flying clothesline. And just as quickly as we started this fall, we ended with Shocker tying things back up. Ultimo Guerrero slowly and meticulously grinded out that first fall, and as soon as he started hitting the gas on fall 2, Shocker was able to take over and really kick things up another gear. I'm a huge fan of the juxtaposition here, and at this point I was very excited to see how this third fall would go. We get shots of the crowd and they too seem excited to see where this goes. Both men are looking a bit worn down at the start of this fall, with Ultimo Guerrero needing to take a few more seconds to recover from the repeated blows to the head that he just took. The action starts again with both men standing in the middle of the ring and trading vicious overhand chops until Shocker is able to slip one and back Guerrero into a corner with a combination of punches. We get a huge shoulder tackle to the midsection using the right shoulder for anyone thinking back to that first fall, and an attempt for a second tackle is met with a big boot to the mouth. Ultimo Guerrero gets a 2 on a pin attempt and they reset. Shocker tries to be slick and rushes at Guerrero just to be launched right into the top turnbuckle. Again though, the tides turn as Shocker is able to reverse Ultimo Guerrero's shoulder tackle to the midsection with a pin attempt. Guerrero kicks out and responds to Shocker's pin attempt with another cruceta targeting that left knee. Shocker is in extreme pain, but fights hard to get to the ropes for the rope break. Guerrero pulls him back into the center of the ring and starts setting up for another cruceta, but this time, Shocker is able to reverse it into a pin attempt for 2. You can see the exhaustion once again rearing its head for both men. Guerrero attempts a huge moonsault from the top and meets only the unforgiving mat. And if this midsection punishment isn't enough, he gets a Huracan Rana from the top rope for extra measure. But it will take a lot more than that to put away Ultimo Guerrero. The crowd is chanting Shocker's name, and it seems like just one more top rope Huracan Rana will put Guerrero away. But Shocker will never hit it. Ultimo Guerrero is able to hold on and powerbomb Shocker from the top rope right into the Corona logo in the center of the ring. He goes for the pin and only gets 2. And I'm sure if it was a Modelo logo, he probably would have won with that. Ultimo Guerrero sets up Shocker for a back body drop off the top rope, and Shocker is able to reverse that into a pretty brutal plancha. The impact on this looked unbelievably painful. I'm not sure how you safely or comfortably take that much weight from that height on your midsection. Thankfully, Ultimo Guerrero is on another level and is still able to kick out at 2. Both men know the blood is in the water and someone is going to get bitten. But who will it be? They get back up to their feet and Shocker starts setting up his finishing hold, La Reinera. But wait, Ultimo Guerrero has reversed it. He has trapped Shocker in his own Reinera. And as he starts his third rotation, Shocker submits and Ultimo Guerrero is the new CMLL World Light Heavyweight Champion. The camera cuts to a guy in a white shirt, very frustrated by his GOAT Shocker's loss, and then back to Ultimo Guerrero celebrating his new championship. I loved this finish. I am a huge mark for a wrestler defeating his opponent with their own move, and even more so when it's reversing their finisher. The end of this match matched the same vibe that had already been set. Ultimo Guerrero really shining when he slowed it down and methodically picked apart Shocker. In this case, Ultimo Guerrero was a little more studied up on how to reverse La Reinera as it is being applied. Just fantastic stuff. Ultimo Guerrero would go on to hold this belt for more than 3 years, finally losing to Rey Bucanero on July 14, 2006. Ultimo Guerrero and Shocker would meet again for this belt 5 more times in the first half of 2003 across various arenas in Mexico. Then, in 2004, Shocker would win the NWA World Light Heavyweight Championship off of Vampiro and defend that belt 4 times before it was vacated. 2 of those defenses being against Ultimo Guerrero. Anyways, this was a fantastic match, and I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.